Welcome everybody to the SOS Small Business Success Podcast. We're all about building brands to help you survive. And I know salons that are still in survival mode, you guys. Don't think we're not. But I want to help you to be able to develop to thrive. And I'm gonna hate to be the bearer of bad news in regards to this, but I'm gonna let you know that today's session is all about you being an effective leader. And I'm going to say it's a little educational. It is crossing over into more promotional because I'm going to share with you a program that I am launching as of August. And I really want you to hear it in its entirety. I don't want you to hear bits and pieces of it. I want you to hear it in its entirety. Obviously, I'm going to be putting some programs together over the course of the summer to be able to provide more information to you. But I thought, you know what? I'm doing it all in a podcast to be able to help you understand how this program can help you be effective. Now, it's called Ultimate Leader, or AKA the Ultimate Captain. And as you know, being the captain of your ship is a lot of work. But speed of the leader, speed of the team, fish rots from the head first, all of those expressions that we hear sometimes in regards to leadership are in fact true. And they're true because if you lack clients, it's a leadership issue. If you lack hiring new stylists, you need more stylists. You have a client demand and you need more stylists. It's a leadership issue. If you are not selling, an decent amount of retail today, it's a leadership issue. If you have people that are late all the time, don't provide good customer service, can't keep people at your front desk, it's a leadership issue. All of our business at this point as entrepreneurs is whether we're being a good leader or a great leader. Okay. And in some cases, we fail at it. But there's no real book written on how to be a great leader. So you just have to be courageous enough to step into a leadership position and trust that you're going to be able to support where it's going to go. So I want to introduce you to the Ultimate Leaders course here. Now, if we're talking about the 5 anchors of the SOS program that I always talk about every week on my podcast, then leadership is going to fall into an operations category for the most part, but it is overarching to sales, okay, operations, mindset for sure, marketing and education. You're leading the pack. You're leading your team to a particular destination. And first, you got to know where you're starting from. And second, you have to be able to make sure that you are aware of where you're taking them. And everybody has to be taking together in the same direction. Now, there's some people that will fall behind. You're going to have to pick them up, support them, provide what they need in order to keep up with the amount of growth that you're doing. There's some people that will excel. There are some people that will go sideways, and what you got to do is, as leadership, you just got to keep kind of anchoring them back in to where you're heading, not necessarily where they're heading, okay? So the program is called the Ultimate Leaders Course, and I developed an entire existence around this so to be able to do keynotes, coaching, and everything, but this is the course itself, Ultimate Leaders Course. So SOS Leadership Academy is the overarching organization. Ultimate Leaders Course is this 12-week virtual and online program that I'm launching as of August 5th. And so I'm really excited to share this with you. Now, I'm going to ask you a question. What is the number one reason why people leave their jobs or positions? And if you're thinking about it, you could say things like, oh, they probably want to make more money. Nope. They probably, want to try something different. Nope. The number one reason why people leave is because of their manager or boss. And so then the secondary question that was asked in this pretty extensive survey with top 500 corporate companies, okay, is when they asked the question, why? Why did you leave because of your manager? And the number one reason there was they weren't a good communicator, lack of communication. I didn't get any direction. I didn't know how to grow. I didn't know what I was doing. There were no opportunities for growth that they had communicated, okay? So you could chalk that up to being like poor communication. So they leave because poor leadership. And the poor leadership is representative of poor communication. So now we know the importance of being able to establish leadership. So I'm all about making sure that we're building great leaders, because what I understand in our industry is a good majority of us started out as hairdressers. So, or providers in this case. A lot of us are still working at the chair. And, some of us are trying to figure out how to be able to do less time at the chair and more time managing the business than managing a clientele in order to help other team members to be able to grow. And that's, of course, your ultimate thing. If you've ever read the book, The E-Myth, it talks about entrepreneurship, being the manager and being the technician. And a lot of times in our industry, we're playing all three of those. We are the entrepreneurs. We are also the day-to-day the manager of our business. And sometimes we're even at the chair being the technician. So it makes it difficult for us to be able to practice and be really good at the other hats that require businesses to be able to grow and prosper. So my vision and our vision here at SOS Leadership Academy is to be able to cultivate people-centered business leaders where every individual is empowered to grow, innovate, and lead with purpose. And ultimately to not be afraid of this leadership role that you've taken on. Now, it's all about kind of creating this sustainable, heart-driven approach to leadership. And it's guided by a framework, but prioritizes empathy, authenticity, and integrity. It inspires leaders to be able to work with compassion, purpose, and excellence so that you can move your team forward, have the most amazing positive impact on them, not only within your business, but within your clients coming into the business and within your community. Okay, so that's kind of our purpose of it. Now, this particular program that I'm launching is powered in partnership with Southwest Institute for Emotional Intelligence. Now, this is where I got certified to be an emotional intelligence leader, trainer, and coach. And once I got certified, it was life-changing, life-altering, life-changing for me. It was transformational experience because I finally got to see in myself where I was falling short of being able to effectively communicate with others. I got to see what my triggers were. I got to see these patterns showing up of how I was very reactive in situations and not being a good listener in situations. So this program is designed to be able to certify you as well as an emotional intelligence leader. So I'm very excited to be in this partnership with them. Now, if we look at traditional emotional intelligent, diagrams in a sense, one of the most important elements of it is the foundation, and that's emotional awareness. And that's kind of the first step, is that you have to be able to determine where you are at in this space as a leader. It's not about learning techniques and skills of how to manage other people. It's learning techniques and skills and having the tools to manage yourself first, recognizing yourself, your level of emotional intelligence, and then you start to recognize that same opportunity in other people, and you become such a better leader in that. So one of the ways that this program is going to be able to help you to do that is called a 360 listening tour. It is a survey that, as a participant of this program, you're going to send out to 10, 12, 15 different people in different capacities to be able to provide a safe and fair evaluation on you, asking a few different questions to be able to kind of see where your strengths are, and where you have opportunities to be able to grow as an emotional intelligent leader. So this would be sending a couple of the surveys to some family members, maybe some friends, people that you work for, people that work for you, maybe vendors or people that you have relationships with and around your business, so that there's a very diverse opportunity of being able to get the feedback in there. And then what they're doing is they're rating these competencies from an emotional intelligence standpoint to be able to guide you as to where you are strong, but also where there's opportunities for you to be able to grow as a leader. The next part then comes in with some of the training in emotional leadership, and this is under the emotional management and emotional connection piece. So once you're clear of where you sit in it, how much empathy and or reaction you are and respond to certain situations, we're going to help you with tools to be able to say, all right, now I'm going to show you some frameworks to be able to be a stronger EI leader under emotional management of yourself and others, and then how to create emotional connection for yourself and with others. And that ultimately leads to the leadership that you're looking for. So this 12-week program is kind of like built around a couple different models. So one being you're doing the 360 report on the front end. Once the 360 report comes in, you're actually getting a one-on-one coaching session with me to be able to see where you're at in that self-awareness level. Then you go into a virtual self-paced program to be able to do some studying, some learning. It's simple content, but it still requires a level of diligence for you to be able to get through it. So it's kind of like that mastery of learning concepts, but it's very short study sessions. Okay, it's not pages and pages and pages of learning something. It's learning something really simple and then being able to retain that simplicity of it and then understanding how it's going to be used, which is where the apply portion comes in the next phase of this 6-week virtual program. So then there is video sessions to be able to kind of support you in providing feedback. So a video session will show up and you're going to look at ways to be able to implement some of the study that you've learned to be able to then respond back on video as if it's a live session. And the really amazing thing about that part right there in the apply section is these situational learning practice tools provide immediate AI coaching feedback for you, okay? Along with live coaching, but that obviously comes at a bit of a delay because I'd have to be able to watch, respond, and then provide you the coaching feedback. But the great thing is that the AI kind of shows up immediately. So it's going to kind of give you an overall score of how you did, and it's measuring things based on your clarity. Did you use filler words? Speaking rate, were you speaking too fast, too slow? It's looking at making sure that you've implemented key terms and language that is designed to be able to make that connection you're looking for with somebody instead of triggering them to get defensive on you, right? And then, of course, it scripts it all out and it shows you areas of opportunities that you can improve upon. This shows up immediately. Then the coaching piece that shows up later is myself or another coach being able to provide you with a little bit more understanding on how that works. There's a sharing component in here because this would be a session that you guys are self-paced within it, but then there's 3 live group sessions that happen throughout this 6 weeks to be able to expand on additional learning and practice some of the things that you've done. In Module 5, one of the key elements of this particular program is what we call the VEF tool, and it's voice, empathy, and feedback. And this, again, goes into another video series where you practice voice, giving people a voice. You practice empathy, providing some content around having an understanding and allowing them to feel okay about what's being shared. And then as a leader, providing them appropriate feedback in order for them to grow and prosper and be better at what they're doing. And then the really exciting thing about this program is the final assignment in Module 6 is an actual live session with an improv actor. So the scenario is all built up. You're aware of the scenario. You've read it. They're aware of the scenario. They've read it. And then you get on a live Zoom call with them and you practice what you've learned. Now, this is a scored opportunity. You have to meet a certain score in order to become a certified emotional intelligence leader. And I don't want you guys to feel threatened by this or intimidated by this process. It does require you to do some practice. Okay, so when you get on with that improv actor, and we have one of the group sessions before then to really kind of build the support that you need around it. When you get on with that improv actor, the dialogue is designed to be able to be implementing the tools that you've learned. That will then give you the score of a 7.5 or higher to be able to then become the certified emotional intelligence leader. Now, beyond that, you're going to get a set of competency cards that are going to be great tools for you to be able to remind yourself of what you've learned and to be able to use. And of course, you're going to get a digital badge that you can apply to your LinkedIn, your social media programs, add it to your postings, as well as a certificate of completion from Southwest Institute of Emotional Intelligence and SOS Leadership Academy. Now, it doesn't end there, okay? There's more to it. So after the on-live virtual 6-week sessions that are kind of self-paced, you're going to get some additional coaching with me at the end. We're going to put some things into practice that are the ones that are most concerning for you. So in other words, you're going to bring to the table in these one-on-one sessions, you're going to bring to the table, okay, so I have somebody that doesn't dress in dress code. And then we're going to go through everything you've learned to be able to create a conversation, a framework of a conversation around that. You have somebody that's always late. You have somebody that gossips. You have somebody that doesn't show up to meetings, your meetings type of thing. Whatever those things are, you're bringing them to the table, and we're going to practice those conversations together so that you're really confident in what you're going to be sharing in there. Now, it has a tremendous amount of value to it here. So the 360 assessment, you're getting the 6-week virtual course, you're getting group coaching sessions, one-on-one coaching sessions, the certificate, extra tools, high-level communication templates that are going to be followed afterwards that I use in my coaching program. So these would be designed around more specific to the industry, okay? So I've customized this program to meet industry needs and concerns, not just corporate environments, okay? You're going to get masterful frameworks, coaching frameworks, and then there's going to be some additional bonuses and more. So this program is going to go for $19.50, or there's 2 payments of $9.99. Now, that is, you guys, that's a bargain for a certification program today. Most certification programs start at $3,500 to $5,000 in order to receive that significant expectation and badge to be able to say that you've completed something. But since this is my inaugural program, I'm going to do the first 2 programs at a reasonable rate to be able to introduce people to it. Now, if you were at Data Driven with me and you had the opportunity to meet me at Data Driven, maybe at my table or when I was on stage for the leadership panel, if you were there, you guys get an additional $100 off, and so it's 2 payments of $9.49 or 1 payment of $18.50. So I'm going to trust that you're going to make the right decision on that. You're going to go to SOS Leadership Academy to be able to find those links. Yeah, and if you're watching this on YouTube, there is a QR code for you. So sosleadershipacademy.com is where you're going to go to figure that out. Now, I've gotten already, just in some pre-work and preliminary programming, I've gotten some really good testimonials of people that we've put through it to be able to kind of like create that opportunity to provide some feedback for us, and it is getting really good feedback here. So again, I'm going to just explain how this works. So the pre-work is the 360 leadership assessment that you're going to start working on before the actual program starts on August 5th. So you'll need to sign up before August 5th. Then there is a group session to be able to introduce you to the program, another group session while you're going through the virtual pieces, and a third group session before you get to session 6, which is the live improv actor part of it. And then following that, there's going to be some one-on-one coaching sessions with me. You're going to receive all the EI tools that you need, plus additional frameworks on coaching. And then, of course, we're going to be able to wrap it up. And I promise you that you will be a better leader after this program than when you started, okay? I'm excited to bring this into the industry. I think it's necessary and needed right now. I know we talk a lot about profit, and I know we talk a lot about finances and marketing, and all of those are very, very powerful and needed topics that we should be having and learning as leaders in our businesses. But all of those still will fail if you don't see the value of leadership that you represent and that you need to be in order to grow your business. So I want you to find out more and join me on a couple of the things that are coming up. I'm having a free webinar that's going to go through a little bit more of leading with heart and edge. That's June 17th, 12 p.m. Eastern Time. And again, you can go to SOSLeadershipAcademy.com to be able to find out more about that. Okay, look for the red button on that one. You could also go on my Instagram, and in my bio are all the links to these programs as well. And then in July, we're going to be doing a 5-day leadership challenge. We're going to take 30 minutes for 5 days, introduce you to one element of being a good EI leader, and you're in that day, you're going to find an opportunity to be able to use that skill set to improve upon it. But I hope I see you all in the Ultimate Leaders program, Leaders course. That's going to launch on August 5th. You guys, your business is waiting for you to grow first. And unless you really got some strong leadership skills in place, it's going to be hard for you to be able to grow over the next 3 to 5 years, because things are getting harder for small businesses. Things are getting more expensive for small businesses. So I want to be able to support you in making sure that you are growing and feeling comfortable and confident as a leader. So thanks for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you in one of my upcoming programs, courses, or one of the shows that I'm going to be at. So this weekend, I'm going to be at the Pennsylvania show, Salon Training Show in Pennsylvania. I will be at Premier Orlando. I'm going to be doing the Salon Owner Boot Camp as well as another class, and then I will be at IBS Las Vegas doing some leadership programs as well. So I hope to see you at any one of those coming up in the future as well. All right. Until next time, see you soon.